So here's the truth about curses, hexes, and casting spells and what you should do instead. This is part 1. If you want revenge on someone, or you want tragedy to befall someone because they wronged you, or you think that they're a terrible person, or they might have hurt people you care about, you might be tempted to curse them. But that's actually the worst thing that you can do, because you're just sending that negative energy back to yourself and creating more pain in your life. So instead, you can use quantum energy, your reticular activating system, and the power of belief, which is far more effective, to create the results that you want. In fact, you're able to not only get the results that you want, but you're also able to shift your own energy out of that lower, dense vibration and heal yourself, transform yourself, cut cords with that other person or those people, and positively affect reality and create the outcomes that you want at the same time. And this is way better than a curse or a hex. So in order to cut a cord with someone who's wronged you and vibrate out of that dense, angry, powerless energy, you want to feel into the vibration that you do want to feel around the situation or the person, how you want your loved ones to feel around that situation. So because you create more density by being in density, you want to create more freedom, abundance, healing, maybe feeling safe. And how you do that is by feeling into that and believing in that energy, because like attracts like. It's like, the person who's always like, bad things always happen to me and bad things keep happening to them. It's happening because of their beliefs, because of their reticular activating system. So in order to believe like good things always happen to me, it's the same principle. So how it applies to situations when someone's messing with you or they've caused great harm to you, people you care about, the collective. And the impulse, of course, is to send them hate or fear or anger. You just feel resentful. It's like drinking poison and hoping that it kills them, basically. But it keeps you in that state, that place of powerlessness. And what it actually does is it keeps you a vibrational match for being their victim. So I just want to repeat this so you really get it. It keeps you a vibrational match for being their victim, which you don't want to be, unless that's your kink. So this is universal law shit, which is why the 1% create fear and hate narratives in the media to turn people against each other, because then we're the ones creating the reality for them without them having to hold that gnarly vibration for themselves, where you basically destroy yourself for them. You make yourself sick. You commit acts of violence. You steal. You beat. You abuse substances. They want you in that energy because you're easy to control. You're easy to take out. You're easy to move around the chessboard like a naive little pawn, and you destroy each other. We enact all of these violences and micro-violences upon each other because of the world that we live in, because most people don't actually understand how the universal laws work. That's why I'm sharing this with you. So if you want to fight against the system or another person, people who are oppressive, people who harm you, then you have to use the universal laws. The 1% who I honestly think are responsible for a lot of the horrors currently in this reality, it's like like the chessboard, and we're just the little pawns. So they know all of this stuff, and they get you to do the dirty work for them. So take back your power right now. And this is what you do instead. Think about whatever it is that they've done. Maybe there's a bunch of things. Maybe you'll notice there's a theme. Maybe they're greedy and they stole money from you, and they stole money from people you care about. So they're operating out of the energy of greed, out of scarcity, lack, fear, being without. It's a void energy. And the opposite of that is abundance, satisfaction, gratitude, generosity. So you want that energy in your body. You want to do the exact opposite in the positive. Greed, scarcity, fear is what creates these behaviors, these stealing money, hoarding resources, trying to kill people so that you can have everything all to yourself. So you want to meet that energy, not with that same energy of like, shit, now I have to like stockpile, shit, I'm screwed. You want to meet it with the energy of high frequency, positive opposite, and then channel that energy into the people who are protesting what they're doing, or their victims, the people who've been hurt by them. Feed that energy to them, to yourself. Abundance, gratitude, joy, freedom, hope, healing. And so you might think, well, but then they're getting off scot-free, wavy gravy. Like, I just want to curse motherfucker. So if you want them to face karma, to face justice for what they did, then let's put it our energy into that, because usually they're also guilty of deception, lying, evading justice, corruption. So the energy you want to send them is karma, truth, authenticity, justice, the mask falling, the truth being exposed. And you want to do that from a high vibration, not like, I want justice, you hurt me, you must suffer. It has to be justice from a place of imagining the positive effects that will happen to the people who were harmed by what they did. How grateful they'll feel, how safe, how much more safe they'll feel in the world, how maybe they get compensated, and then they'll have more security and abundance. So you want to focus on the outcome that you want. And when you're in that vibration, unless you're also a snaky motherfucker too, it won't affect you. And if it does, it will be positive. It'll help you speak your truth more. It'll give you more power to stand up to other people. It will give you more power to speak to corruption. It will give you more power to heal victims. So you always want to make sure that whatever this vibration is that you're casting spells in, you're speaking affirmations, whether you're doing a ritual, you're using objects, or you're just saying stuff out loud or just meditating and thinking about it, you really want to always be doing it from the highest vibration you can get into. You can also speak aloud the actions that you want to see take place, but make sure that you're not wishing darkness onto others. Like I said, make sure it's a high vibration or at least a neutral vibration, and that you can also do a return to sender. Cord cutting. So first you'll want to accept and forgive yourself for any wrongdoing or responsibility in the situation. That does mean owning up to your bullshit, and you want to clear that. And then you can cut cords with the person or the situation. I have a video on my YouTube if you want to watch that. It's quite long. It's very helpful though. And you can return that energy to its creator. If they're responsible for whatever has happened, then they might feel it. They might get hit by something karmic. But if they're not, then it just dissipates. And if it was you and you already forgave and accepted yourself, then it's clear. It's okay. In part 2, I have an example of how to do this. And this is some of the stuff that I've been chanting towards the World Economic Forum, the Davos meeting, the meeting in Davos, Switzerland. And in part 2, I will be giving you an example using some of the things that I've been chanting and affirming and meditating on, directed towards the World Economic Forum, which is taking place right now in Davos.